You don't have to be a Miami Heat fan to find him likable, smart, and funny. And, of course, everyone, all thoughts are today with Chris Bosh.
Bosh dealing with a health scare. One of the Heat's star players remains hospitalized tonight. And we are live with how he's doing. Right now on Local 10 News at 5, the health scare for the Heat's big man, Chris Bosh. The latest on his condition and how teammates are rallying around him.
Live, the one and only Local 10 News starts right now.
Off the top at 5, current and former teammates are now rallying around Heat star Chris Bosh as he receives treatment for a health scare. The 10-time All-Star was taken to South Miami Hospital last night, complaining of chest pains.
And doctors are examining Bosh for possible blood clots in his lungs. Local 10 News sports reporter Clay Ferrero is right here now to kick off our live team coverage.
Hey, Lori. Well, Heat head coach Erik Spoelstra wants to make it clear even they don't have a full diagnosis yet on Bosh. But in the wake of reports that the Heat All-Star is fighting blood clots on both of his lungs, his teammates and coaches just want to know that the guy they call one of their family members is okay. With their friend and teammate more than 1,000 miles away dealing with something much bigger than basketball, the Heat are trying to get ready for a game in New York. But their thoughts are with Chris Bosh.
We just want the best for him, and you know he's heavily on our minds and our hearts. But we know he's getting great care.
Look, the most important thing is he's a family member. We want to make sure that his health is the priority.
It's not just the Heat family that's reaching out. LeBron James is among many who have sent support on social media, calling Bosh his brother and saying he wishes he could be by his side. It's not surprising, though, seeing people take time for Bosh, because Bosh routinely takes time for others here in South Florida and around the world, as we saw last week during a trip to Haiti with Dwayne Wade. Bosh even took time to help our Local 10 family, giving Max Mayfield a congratulatory message on winning Weather Person of the Year.
Mr. Max Mayfield, congratulations. National Weathercaster of the Year. That's an awesome thing. Way to bring it back to Miami.
The important news today is that Heat head coach Erik Spoelstra says he believes Bosh's condition is not life-threatening. As for reports about his playing status for the rest of the year, that can wait. Bosh the person is much more important. Now, tonight's game in New York will be Dwayne Wade's first game back from injury. Plus, the Heat just made a major trade yesterday. But, Lori and Calvin, it was clear today that nothing was as important to this team as the health of their big man.
Getting him back on the court, secondary. Okay, thanks a lot, Clay. We are also looking more into about the possible condition affecting Bosh's health and why athletes are so susceptible to developing pulmonary embolisms. Local 10 News reporter Leanne Motorhome continues our live team coverage now from South Miami Hospital, where Bosh is being treated. Leanne.
Yeah, Calvin, this is where the testing is happening, where they will confirm whether or not Chris Bosh actually has those blood clots in his lungs. A scary diagnosis for anyone. So we wanted to go to an expert who knows all about this condition and find out what kind of treatment he would undergo if, in fact, this is what he has. And what are his chances for playing in the future? Hearing the name Chris Bosh and the term pulmonary embolism in the same sentence is a scary thought. So we took the issue to Dr. Carlos Zamora, director of sports cardiology at Mount Sinai Hospital, to shed some light on these dangerous blood clots.
This means that you have a clot that has traveled and made it all the way up to your lung arteries and blocked blood flow in your lungs.
Bosh reportedly complained of pain in his ribs following the All-Star game in New York and a vacation in Haiti. Bosh underwent testing at South Miami Hospital, and while a diagnosis has not yet been released, tests are being performed to figure out what's wrong.
You start first on the legs because most of the times it comes from there, and you do an ultrasound. After that, if you confirm that you have a clot in your leg, you can do a blood test initially to confirm your suspicion. You will go ahead with imaging, which goes as a CAT scan to actually find the location and amount of clot that you may have.
Early diagnosis, he says, is key to full recovery. Without it, the consequences could be dire.
About 100,000 people in the U.S. die every year when this is not diagnosed correctly.
If Bosh is diagnosed with PE, he will likely be treated with blood thinners, and his physical activity will be limited for at least 3 months, maybe longer. So could this be the end of his basketball career? Dr. Zamora says it does not have to be.
It depends on how he affected the heart and lung function. In many cases, this resolves, the clot gets dissolved, and definitely can go back to the regular activity later on.
And as we mentioned, this condition could be potentially deadly. In fact, you may remember just earlier in the week, Jerome Kersey, longtime member of the Portland Trail Blazers, he died from a pulmonary embolism that went undiagnosed. But on the brighter side, Serena Williams, world-class tennis player, she underwent an emergency procedure in 2011 for a pulmonary embolism, and we all know she's doing just fine now. And of course, good news here that the team does tell us that Chris Bosh's condition right now is non-life-threatening. Good news there. Live in South Miami, Leanne Morejon, Local 10 News.
Leanne, thanks for the information. And of course, we're all pulling for Chris Bosh tonight to get better very soon. If you would like to send him a get well message, we've made it really easy for you to do that. Log on to local10.com and click on the link in the upper right-hand side of our homepage.